Good morning. It's me, Bob Harris, senior editor of FootballDiehards.com. It's the Week 6 Saturday injury review, preview, update, overview thing. and a lot going on, and that's just the Giants, right? So I'll get to that. We'll go through the games in chronological order, as we like to do, so you have a little idea of what you need to have in terms of fallback plans for some of these guys. Not a heavy week, Giants notwithstanding. We'll start with the Baltimore Ravens. Terrence West has been ruled out, so Javoris Allen and Alex Collins will continue to split the workload. Jeremy Maclin and Brashad Perryman both listed as questionable. Seems like both will play, but you'll need to watch. Nobody should be too excited. Mike Wallace is kind of emerging as a downfield threat there the last couple games, and Joe Flacco's been hitting him, but beyond that, the passing attack's not that great for Baltimore. Other side of the ball, the Chicago Bears. Marcus Wheaton tore groin in practice this week, out 4 to 6 weeks. Just what Mitchell Trubisky needs, one less receiver. Jordan Howard, Tariq Cohen. Tariq Cohen's kind of fallen off, but still a couple good plays there. Maybe Zach Miller as well. For the Detroit Lions, at New Orleans, Matt Stafford listed as questionable. Sounds like questionable in name only. They didn't make any signings. They only have one other quarterback on the roster, so expect him to play, but you'll have to watch that one leading up to kickoff. Kenny Golladay and Dwayne Washington also listed as questionable. Both have missed the last 2 games. Golladay seems like he's getting closer, but we'll see. That's going to be a game time thing as well. Willie Snead on the other side says he's 100%. Still listed as questionable, working on a limited basis all week with his injured hamstring. That kept him from making his debut coming off suspension before the bye, so hopefully he'll get back on the field. It seems like they'll be taking some time to work him back into the mix, though. Talking to the local observers, Mike Triplett at ESPN.com suggested as much to me all last week. For the Cleveland Browns, Kevin Hogan is your starting quarterback, the 28th starting quarterback since 1999, replacing Deshaun Kaiser. This wasn't working. Maybe Kaiser gets back in. I don't think nothing is settled here, right? So Kenny Britt listed as questionable again. He had a setback on Thursday, then got back on the field, limited again Friday. So maybe he gets back, maybe not. Either way, not a lot going on there. Maybe David Njoku is the receiving target of choice, and Duke Johnson. On the other side of the ball, everyone's healthy, and that's bad news for the Browns. Good news for fantasy owners. Deshaun Watson, Lamar Miller, DeAndre Hopkins, Will Fuller, Ryan Griffin. Great matchup, right? For the Minnesota Vikings, playing the Green Bay Packers at home in Minnesota. Sam Bradford out. Stephon Diggs out. Ouch. Case Keenum playing surprisingly well. Jerick McKinnon got a little run last week as well. With Diggs out, maybe Michael Floyd, Jarius Wright, even Laquan Treadwell move up in the rotation, but this is mostly going to be Adam Thielen in this one. So on the other side of the ball, Ty Montgomery listed as questionable. They've got a flak jacket that they say doesn't interfere with ball security. I would expect a heavy dose of Aaron Jones still. We'll see if Montgomery is active, what happens. They really like Aaron Jones, right? He's clearly moved ahead of Jamal Williams in the pecking order. We'll see what happens when Montgomery is healthy. Mike McCarthy reportedly really likes what Montgomery brings to the table, but clearly he likes Jones as well, so watch that one. Bilal Powell for the New York Jets, listed as questionable. Didn't practice all week. I doubt he'll play, but they're still calling him a game-time decision. Matt Forte will return, though, so your Elijah McGuire dreams, or should I say my Elijah McGuire dreams, might be on hold for a little while longer. Pretty good matchup, defensively speaking. The Patriots not that great. The other side of the ball, Rex Burkhead is listed as questionable. Everyone else is off. Rob Gronkowski off the list. Tom Brady had a left shoulder issue. He's off the list. So relatively healthy Patriots team, so should be a lot of offense there. For the Miami Dolphins, playing the Atlanta Falcons in Atlanta, Devontae Parker listed as doubtful. Now, hardly anyone ever plays when they're doubtful. One of the few exceptions to that has been Parker. Did it, I think, last year, or did it in Baltimore. So not ruled out. If he doesn't play, Jakeem Grant and Leonte Carroo will probably split up his workload. Jarvis Landry still a reasonable play. And Kenny Stills as well. Jay Ajayi needs to get the ball going. Other side of the ball, Mohamed Sanu is ruled out with a hamstring issue. Julio Jones is fine. Removed from the injury report, had a little hip issue last week. Matt Bryant's a guy to watch. Watch the main page of the site today. He tested out his back. He's listed as questionable. They signed somebody to the practice squad. So there could be a roster move if they're getting nervous about Bryant. And if they're nervous, you should get nervous. So watch the main page of the site for roster moves there. For the Washington Redskins, entertaining the San Francisco 49ers, Rob Kelly, listed as doubtful. Don't expect him to play. Samaje Perine will get the start. Chris Thompson will do his usual thing. Pretty good matchup for the passing attack for the Washington Redskins. Josh Doxson, Terrell Pryor. They're talking about getting Jamison Crowder more involved. Jordan Reed is not on the injury report for the first time since week 2. He told John Kine from ESPN, or PJ Finley, I'm sorry, from CSN Mid-Atlantic.com, that he's not 100%, but he's ready to go. So he's working his way back up. The other side of the ball, George Kittle's off the injury report. Kyle Juszczyk has been ruled out. The later kickoffs in the afternoon, Brandon Oliver listed as questionable for the Chargers at Oakland. Austin Eckler has kind of come on as a good change of pace to Melvin Gordon, so I don't know how involved Oliver would be. Anyway, the big story there, Mike Williams, the rookie 7th overall draft pick, could make his debut this week. They were going to watch the film from Friday's practice to determine that. He thinks he's going to play, so that's something to watch going forward because, there's a lot of targets there, a lot of good fantasy plays, and he'll muddy the mix at least early on until we figure out the pecking order. For the Oakland Raiders, DeAndre Washington is listed as questionable. Derek Carr will start off the injury report. Amari Cooper also off the injury report. He had a knee issue earlier in the week. He has a hands issue too. Not catching the ball well as Amari Cooper. He's been a bench and hold for me last few weeks. I want to see something before I get too excited about him. And this is Casey Hayward is a pretty tough matchup, whoever he's covering, whether it's Cooper or Crabtree. Then we get to the night game. Sit back, get your popcorn. New York Giants, of course, you've all obviously heard if you've been to the site or watching the TV or anything. Listen to Football Diehards on Sirius XM Fantasy Sports Radio. I hope you do. Odell Beckham, done for the season. Ankle surgery, fractured ankle. Brandon Marshall, the same. Ankle surgery, out for the season. Dwayne Harris, same injury, out for the season. Sterling Shepard, sprained ankle. He is out for this week, and we'll see how far beyond. Paul Perkins has been ruled out with a rib injury as well, so it's going to be Shane Vereen, Orleans Darkwa, and my guy Wayne Gallman, hoping he gets a good opportunity. Showed a little wiggle, caught the ball well last week too. Did the rookie Gallman? So, but it's going to be split up. They need some offense. Obviously, Evan Ingram is a guy you're going to play. Wide receiver, you're looking at a crew of Roger Lewis becomes your de facto wide receiver 1. Tavares King. They brought up, they have unsigned free agent Travis Rudolph. They brought someone up from the practice squad, Ed Egan. None of these guys should be guys you're interested in playing on a normal week, but on a week when they're playing in the no-fly zone at Denver. This is going to be a tough game for the Giants. Should be really interested. Monday night game. Marcus Mariota is still questionable. He has done more each day. Did more Thursday than he did Wednesday, did more yesterday than he did Thursday. Hopefully he'll do more today. Watch the main page of the site. The injury report will come out at some point, and I'll have a little more clarity. But if he's listed as questionable, it's really hard to go with him unless you have like Matt Castle or maybe Jacoby Brissett on the other side of the ball. Corey Davis also ruled out in that game. On the other side of the ball, Jack Doyle still dealing with a concussion, still in the protocol, but was practicing fully earlier in the week. So barring a setback, maybe he'll get back. And, of course, Andrew Luck will not play. And there's no timetable for him there. He is throwing, though, working with the scout team a little bit. So that's kind of encouraging. I'm thinking November. He won't give it time. So anyhow, watch the main page of the site. It's footballdiehards.com where you're watching this video, obviously. So we have all kinds of great content from Brad Cruz. The sit start for week 6 is up for Sunday. Armando Marsal's tons of DFS content from him. John Lobb, Jen Ryan, the usual crew, JJ Buck, David Hunter, Chad Stapley. So check it all out. I'll be doing news all day right up through kickoffs tomorrow. So we'll have all the inactive announcements, and you can catch me again on Sirius XM Fantasy Sports Radio every day at 6 p.m. Eastern, talking about all these things. And again, it's Sunday morning. I'll be doing the pregame show. So if you want to listen there and get some of the late breaking news as well, do that and hit the website. And good luck and win games and win money.